Greetings of the day, children. The lockdown must have taken the better of you, but I'm sure my little ones have learned enough. They must have learned to be patient, to be calm, to understand hardships, to accumulate enough courage, valor, to face difficult hours. After all, you all are like the children in the story, a school with a difference. Then why waste time? Let's have a better look at the brief details of this lesson. The story at a glance, meaning the summary of the story. So let's have a read. The narrator visits a boarding school. Remember, children, who is the narrator? E.V. Lucas. So, he visits a boarding school where children live and study. Miss Beam is the director of the school. The narrator is astonished to see the way the children are sensitized to empathize with the differently abled children. Children astonished meaning surprised. And how are they sensitized? They are put in to feel, to be emotionally strengthened. That is what is the meaning of sensitized. And to empathize meaning to feel somebody else's trouble, to be in that person's pain and live through the pain, to be in that person's happiness and live through the happiness. Moving ahead. There, each child has to spend a day as a blind, as a cripple, and as a deaf. They had to bandage their eyes when the blind day was observed. On the day they had to be a cripple, one of the legs was folded and tied. This way, they could understand the problems disabled people feel in their life and develop an attitude of sympathy and care. The children were taught simple spellings, basic calculations, and writing. Rest was all taught by means of talks and discussions in the class. So can you understand how simple was learning, a system used in their school? And perhaps that is how the school was different. The narrator finds it a school with a difference where human attributes are more important than scores and cutthroat competition. According to Miss Beam. So let's see what Miss Beam accords. She pointed out that the children who appeared to be differently abled, like lame or blind, as the writer saw, were actually not so. They could actually walk or move about and see just like normal children. However, they pretended to be differently abled. Why? To understand the misfortune faced by such children. In the course of the term, each child had to play the role of 4 types of differently abled persons on different pavements. The school wanted to instill humanity in the minds of the children. Few pictorial examples has been given to help you. The days they spent were somewhat like this. The children spent days that was scheduled to be differently abled, as in, one day one would be tied a cloth or a bandage around the eyes, and so he or she has to live the troubles of a blind person and own their pain. Own whose pain, children? Own the pain of the blind person who would not be able to see. So they would understand what are the pains, what are the inabilities of a blind person. Another day, one would walk with a crutch, behaving like a lame person, thus owning the pain caused to that person. Yet another day, one would live life of a dumb person, thus understanding the troubles faced by dumb people to express their feelings and thoughts. It would be difficult for them because they would not be able to speak and yet express their feelings at the same time. Finally, and also one day, one would live life like a deaf man, such that he or she will not be able to hear and hence understand the problems faced by deaf people. Moving ahead, hence, finally, what happens in the culmination? Culmination meaning conclusion. Such used to be the lessons stained within them. What is stained, children? Colored, put, grained within their mind, such that they grow up to understand the pain of the differently abled people, thus feeling the anxiety caused deep within them. This way, Miss Bean made her school different by including in their syllabus a practice to know, understand, feel, and empathize with the pained people and suffering souls. Children, remember, pained people are always the suffering souls. These two are quarantined in a same body because one who is at pain is always suffering, is always ailing, is always in an invisible disease that they themselves can heal one day. And how can they heal? By self-belief, by self-gathering of knowledge of how to come out from that pain, of how to learn to be happy at nothing at all, because being happy and coming out of pain is just a choice, is just a decision to make a difference. That is how a school with a difference ends with. Thank you. Have a good day.